Hello and welcome to Double G Gaming, and welcome to Dwarf Fortress. Now, the fortress has progressed a little bit since you were last with us. It is the mid-autumn of our first year. We have had our trade caravan. I've done some digging out. Our elephant breeding program is coming along nicely. We've got they are popping them out quite a lot. We have 6 calves already somewhere. But I'm not going to get distracted by mega projects. I need to do something small for my dwarfs so they can survive. Something to do with their food or something. So no mega projects. Because even though I have got the where is it? Here's my medical centre with I dug out holes for all of our medical beds. I'm going to stick some in there. I want to get some. But where's our... yeah, I've done the quantum stockpiles as well. But here's my mega project that I've been planning out over many Z levels. That's going to be my obsidian casting, but I shall get to that later. For the moment, we need to focus on something small for my dwarfs. Now, this farming level, I would like to get some outside farming over here, and I was going to mine down in this biome over here, so I could have some planting area for some outdoor crops on this side. But I did realise that that biome is actually a mountain biome. This entire area is mountain and no crops will grow here at all. Literally nothing will grow. You put a farm plot down here, nothing will grow. And I think that zone kind of extends out to here as well. So that's going to be a problem for getting outdoor crops. So we're going to need to bring some soil down to this level on this side in order to have outdoor planting and outdoor crops on the farm level out here. And so probably the best way to do that is to drop this entire section. Like this hill here, if I just channel this area here and then channel down a little bit and dig out some of these layers under here, I can drop this entire hill down onto my farm layer, and that should provide some farmland. Not only farmland, but it should also grow some trees as well, because in order to grow outdoor trees you do need soil, because outdoor trees do not grow on mudded stone, unfortunately. So if we get a full block of soil down there, we could be growing trees downstairs and get some nice fruit trees down there to have a nice orchard, an underground-overground orchard. That would be really nice. But they will need to do some channeling, and unfortunately I have dug this bit out already, but yeah, I wasn't planning ahead then, and unfortunately sometimes it shouldn't be a problem, because I have got an extra soil layer on top here, and there might be another soil layer underneath. I think that is soil. See, that's silty clay there. So this should be another soil layer. So I'm going to drop this entire thing down a couple of layers. So I'm going to have to mine out. Yeah, I'm going to mine out this entire farm layer and the kitchen layer as well. So yeah, that's going to cut down my kitchen room, but that's okay. So I'm going to drop down loads of soil down to the kitchen layer, and then I have a nice little growing area on top in the farming layer. And that... okay, I know I said no mega projects, but that's something for my food, so it doesn't really count as a mega project, right? Anyways, I'm going to get to work. Now I'm going to channel down this entire area. Let me just get rid of these. Okay, so I'm going to open up and reveal the map just to make sure that I know what I'm digging myself into. Make sure I don't unpause with this. So in order to also see it, I'm going to switch over to the eye bleeding graphics. Okay, so that's soil layer. So this is the soil layer that I want to drop down. Ooh, this is soil layer as well. So this is stone. So yeah, I'm going to want to mine out this kitchen layer and the layer underneath it. Yeah. Okay. We can drop down everything outside. Whew, let's switch back to graphics. Okay. Okay, well, let's get to it. Alright, this here is going to be my plug. This is the bit that I'm going to drop down into the depths. Well, I'm going to drop it down through this level onto this level. So there'll be soil on here, which I won't dig through. And this level will be available for farming and trees. And this level is the kitchen. Yeah, I have the kitchen over here, and then this level will be available for farming and trees. So I'm just dropping this by, well, technically I could just drop this by one level. I'll move my farming up. Yeah, I'll do it by 2 levels. So then I can make sure, so I'm going to drop the surface down as well, and this hill. I'm going to drop everything down to make sure that I have an outside area down there. But that is the plug, so I need to get this line here all along. See this line on the left? That's what I've got to channel down all the way around to separate this plug from the rest of the soil. And then I'll put a support in here and drop the entire thing. Right, wish me luck. Now I've dug up most of the plug. Like, this is the area, and I've dug out the area underneath that it's going to be dropping into. So it should be dropping down to here. Hopefully they'll get to clearing them out soon. But yeah, we're going to need to dig down from the surface down to this. I've already begun that here. And these trees on the surface, they're probably not, well, they're not going to survive. So I'm going to chop them down. Hopefully, I need to set up a quantum wood pile so it can get this wood out of the way. So I think all the trees become deconstructed when we drop the soil layer down. So get them all cut down, and maybe we can get the quantum stockpile sorted out for all this wood. Here's the there's the channeling there. I'm gonna up the priority on that just to make sure they get it done. So I want to, it's just that one that needs to be done. But yeah, they'll come up and channel this down. I've already channeled this bit down on the left, and this one over here. Come on. Yeah, once they've done that, I'll do the next layer down, and the next layer after that. There's another tree that needs to be chopped. And this one as well, probably. So does that one. Yeah, and this is going to need to move somewhere. Let's try and get a few harvests out of it before we drop it down to the food level. But yeah, this is proceeding nicely. Okay, well, let's just quickly set up our quantum wood pile. We might as well get this one done. We did miss setting up the last ones in the previous episode. Right, I'm going to have to build a construction, a track stop. I'm going to make sure it dumps in the direction we want our stockpile to be, which in this case is going to be the west. I'm going to put it here. And I'm going to make it out of blocks because I like blocks. Doesn't matter what type of blocks because you're not going to be able to see it because it's going to be underneath a minecart. But that's our track stop for our quantum stockpile. Now we need the actual stockpile. Put it right next to it, hard to see, but there it is. Alright, and this is going to be our wood pile. I'm not going to take anything, it doesn't want any bins or barrels, and we're going to name it something cool. Quantum wood pile. There we go. Imaginative, I know. Now let's add another one around it. This one can be a bit bigger. We're not doing wheelbarrows with this one because, well, wood's generally quite light. Wood pile feeder. And that one, it gathers from anywhere, that's fine. Oh, we've got to set for wood first. Gathers from anywhere, none of this. That's all fine. And that should be our stockpile set up for that. So we'll set up a quick minecart route for them. I'm good with naming. No, we want to go to this one first. Let's do a stop on that spot, and we'll get rid of all the conditions because the minecart's not going nowhere. And we'll set it to take items from the feeder. And the item we wanted to take is going to be wood. And we're going to want a nice little minecart for this one. Let's look for chestnuts. That'd be nice. Okay, I think we're all set up with that wood pile. Like, I can make this a bit larger so that I have more dwarfs gathering at once, because I think it is one dwarf going out to gather stuff per tile available. See, that's all set up. Hopefully they will start to gather the wood into that. In fact, I am going to enlarge it just because, just in case, because I would like to get some of that wood cleared from upstairs. There's a lot of wood up there, and oh, I need to come and build this first, and then see, they're bringing it down, which is a good start. And there's that. I wonder why they haven't moved this stuff off here. We've got a very large stockpile of stuff on our quantum stockpiles, but this is usually working now as well. So we're going to get a very large wood stockpile now. So all our dwarves will be busy gathering, and that means that up here on the surface, F1. There we go. We can probably get rid of this wood pile now. Yeah, let's just view the stockpile, delete it. We don't need it. Remove. Yes. So bring all this wood down into that quantum stockpile down below. Not that I needed it. I mean, I prefer that I should have really left it, and they should have focused on all the wood over here that we're about to drop down into the depths, because I'm not sure if it's going to survive the fall. It should do, but it may not. So I would like to gather it just in case. We've chopped the trees down. It would be a shame to put them to waste. To let them go to waste rather than. But we've channeled down this layer, so we're going to channel down another layer for them. Pause it first. Always like to pause when I'm doing designations. Let's just check how far do we want it. Up to here. Okay. Down here on the next layer. Obviously it's over there. Right, up to the surface, and there we're going to channel out that bit, and that's going to separate this layer and a layer above it from support. Oh, apart from this side. Once we've done that side, it will all be separated. And then we do the next one down, and the next one down, and that should separate it completely. But before we do get to separating it completely, we do need to make sure it's supported. You know, a massive structure like this needs substantial supports. Needs something really strong to stop it from falling down. So let's add a little support here. That should work right in the middle. Now let's make it out of willow. Yes. A nice willow support to support this several metric tons of soil on top of it. That should be fine. One trick you can use for moving all your stuff around, if there's a lot of stuff making a mess where you don't want it, is to go to, where is it? Dumping zones. So you can select everything to be dumped. I haven't got a dumping zone anywhere, but it doesn't really matter at the moment, because I'm going to just, oops, I might have selected his stuff to be dumped. Let's just unselect it just in case. I don't want this poor dwarf's clothes to be ripped off him by the power of my auto dump, so let's just unselect him and make sure he's not selected for dumping. But selecting all of those, and then if we go to, let me type auto dump, it, and it's going to move most of the items. Any items that are already tied up in a job will not be moved, but oops, most of the items will now be, where did I select? Here they are, and they're all going to be forbidden. So I'm going to go back in here and claim them back so that you can move them now from there. But now, a few of them have been forbidden over here. We're going to go around and do a bit of cleanup. Just make sure that there's one. But yeah, there can be some issues with that, but yeah, it can be helpful if you're moving lots of stuff. Alright, digging out the last level here. Just there they come. And that should take us down to this level. This level is the soul level. So as soon as we channel down all around here, this is going to be totally separated. So yeah, the next step is to channel down to that level, and then that should separate it from the level around it. Do both sides. And hopefully everything won't collapse. At least not till we're ready. Now we have just entered winter, and that's generally a pretty dangerous time because you do often get some attacks during winter. So I don't really want to be opening my fortress by dropping down a large section of the surface into my fortress at the moment, but to be honest, I also don't want to be delaying my food, so perhaps I should have gone for something more modest and, like, you know, built them a small field so they can survive. But mega project, come on, I'm almost ready. Okay, well, I've got the my two levers here. One of them's linked to this one, the bridge, just to make sure that no one wanders on there accidentally. I'm going to link this lever. We need some more mechanisms first. Okay, let's get this allanite lever over here and link it to, let's go down, 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 to this little support that's supporting all the stuff above. Now, we're also going to want to separate this properly from the next layer down, and that's going to involve, I think, yeah, if you want to drop this layer complete down into here, we're going to want to channel down on this spot here. So yeah, we channel down here, and that should separate it from everything else, and it will just be supported by that pillar. So we're going to channel that down. Channel this one down, and we're going to channel this one down, and we'll wait for the last one. Oh, I haven't unpaused it, that's why it's not happening. Okay, so this entire section here in the middle will shortly just be supported by this one willow support, which will be linked to that lever, and when we have totally separated it, we will pull that lever and drop that entire segment down to here. Not that far, to be honest, but it will drop it down, and that should give us a soil layer a bit further down, which is what I wanted. So I could have my fruit trees a bit lower down, have my fruit trees a bit taller. It's probably not worth the extra effort I'm going to, but I've done it anyway, and it's almost done now, and I'm going to show it off. So let's see, they've almost got this entire area. There's still a few that need to channel down. I might use auto dump to clean this up, because I don't like to, you know, I like things to be clean before I mess around with it. One thing I did just realise before I collapsed the entire thing was that this is just underneath the area I'm dropping down, my medical centre. I've done it very fancy on 2 layers, but if I leave it like this, this stuff will drop down and smash it to pieces. We need to protect it and stop it from being destroyed by my bad planning. So let's just I mean, I could just let it be destroyed and rebuild it later, but I'd rather block it off so it doesn't get messed up with the soil, and also doesn't mess up the soil layer up here that I want, because it might do that if the soil layer drops down to this. But I'm going to fill up so that doesn't happen. Okay, well I've just finished bricking off my medical centre. So now, there you go, last 2. So now when we drop down this level on top of it, it won't fall through onto this level. So this is now protected. I can go about clearing up this level, and this level, and this level up here is totally separated out. Alright, now let's pull the lever and see if all this works. Someone put it? Crap, someone pulled it. That didn't work. What went wrong? No! Where is it connected? Okay, I need to have hunt around and find out where it's connected and then get back to it. Alright, I can't for the life of me find what is holding up my bit of land here. It may be the bridge, possibly, or it could be that this water, now it's frozen, is frozen in place, so it is supporting all the land around it, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but hey, Dwarf Fortress. So I may have to wait till the thaw to actually drop this, but I am going to try and just look around and double check everything's fine. I mean, right, well I have decided to mine out the ice. This should hopefully prevent it from acting as a floating thing, because ice sometimes prevents stuff from falling. So mining it out should hopefully mean that now that I've got rid of all the ice. Yeah, we don't want to bother with that ice stuff. Now I have reloaded a earlier save from before the drop, because I don't think I was quite getting the result that I wanted from the drop that I was doing. So what I would going to do this time is I'm going to clear out all these upper levels first and make sure that the soil that I'm dropping is just the single layer of soil that I want to drop and have down there, because I think I was getting some issues with the soil changing type as it was dropping or being mined out after it was dropped. So I'm going to mine it out before it's dropped, and hopefully that will solve the problem. Okay, so I've shaved it down to a pretty flat area. It's nice and easier to work with when it's flat. So this layer I want to drop down. In fact, I think I want the next layer down to drop down. Yeah. Ooh, but maybe it's this layer. Okay. I need to find the lowest layer of soil that I have, and then drop that down a couple of layers to here. And that will perform a nice orchard starting on the base of that layer coming up. I hope I'm getting this right, but we will see. Anyways. Alright, now I have shaved down one more layer, just to make sure that all I am dropping is this one layer of soil. That should drop down a couple of layers onto here. Now we'll just make sure everything's forbidden and no one can get in there, because dwarves can be suicidal. But I think that is all set up. I haven't managed to get rid of the water there. That seems to still be a feature no matter what. But I'm going to try and drop this down now. Let's give it a go. Let's get rid of pull the bridge up first, just to make sure no one wanders out onto there to grab something. And now let's try and pull the lever. Oh, I think he's thinking about something. Yes, it's definitely dropped. Now let's see how it's turned out. Because last time when I just dropped it, it was before I had shaved it down and made it into a nice even single layer, and it was a bit messy. But let's have a look how it looks now. Moving down. Okay, we've got a ice wall, it looks like here. That's not a problem. it does seem like we can see all the tiles underneath because we dropped them, so we can now see what they are, even if they're not rendered. So just like this, all soil under there. It's soil up here. We've got lots of nice open space. This is perfect. This is exactly how I wanted it. And this extra bit here that I dropped down, yes, I didn't manage to dig out those, but that's not a problem. That is pretty much perfect. I count that as a complete win. We'll dig that out. We don't need the ice. But yeah, that is just what I wanted. I've dropped it down. It's remained soil. And it's now here, ready to be roofed over. Yeah, we are not 100% safe yet. We are definitely in danger from potential invaders, because we have a big open hole in our roof. Hopefully we'll be able to sort it out next time though. We can roof off over here, maybe even higher, and have a nice area for growing trees underground, overground trees underground. Orchard deep underground, well, not quite deep underground, but it's underground. But it does mean it's open to the sky. So what we are going to do is have to roof over this area and build a retaining wall around here. So we might as well incorporate both of those next time. Right, so I hope you enjoyed me for today, and dropping large segments of the surface down underground. Join me next time, leave any comments, and please subscribe. Thank you again, and goodbye.